Hey, One World Entertainment, and you can see it right here, the X-Files. Hulu, aka Disney Plus, has released the trailer for the X-Files I Want to Believe Director's Cut, which is the lost R-rated version, as they keep saying. We're going to take a look at the trailer, because I think it's very interesting what they've done here. And my big question now is, could this possibly absolutely backfire in Disney's face? And I'm not talking about re-releasing I Want to Believe, but what it in turn could do. So let's take a look at the trailer, their new trailer for the R-rated I Want to Believe Director's Cut. So here it is.
It's here! Here! It's here!
Cheryl Cunningham, 34. Never made it to work last night.
Scully?
Mulder? Someone's come forward with some promising evidence. A psychic.
I see a face. I see eyes staring out.
Do you think God hears your prayers?
Why would he send these visions?
Maybe it's not God doing the sending.
So far, we've pulled 11 discrete human limbs from the ice. We're not even finished yet.
I can't look into the darkness with you anymore, Mulder.
Hello?
Another woman, taken from a car. This is God's work.
It's not from God.
Alright, so there's the trailer that Hulu / Disney have released. And it's given its release date of August 14th and stuff like this, which will be on Hulu. Problem is, it's out of order, but this is the exact same trailer that was released in 2008 when the movie was coming out. It's like, oh, there is zero new footage or anything in this trailer. If you go back and watch the trailer from 2008, which you now have to write in 2008, and it's actually 20th Century Studios, Fox, that you'll see the trailer marked as. Again, it's just out of order, but it's the exact same trailer. So it's kind of like, okay, so what's new in this? Now, this is the director's cut, and it's R-rated now. It looks like it's the exact same movie, so it's kind of like, is it just a little more violent? Like, is there a bit more blood or something? That seems to be all I can think of that could be in this. So, it's saying almost 2 decades after the theatrical release of the second X-Files movie, I Want to Believe an R-rated director's cut is heading to Hulu on August 14th. Titled The X-Files I Want to Believe Varric or Vic, or however you pronounce that, Frankenstein or Frankenstein, Russian for Victor Frankenstein. This version of the film is much closer to the full-on horror movie director Chris Carter originally wanted to make. I Want to Believe was released 6 years after the X-Files TV series concluded. The show would ultimately return for 2 more seasons, reuniting stars David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson as Fox Mulder and Dana Scully. The story followed the former partners as they are pulled back together to investigate the disappearance of several women after a disgraced Catholic priest claims to be experiencing psychic visions connected to the case. The movie was a theatrical and commercial failure upon release for a few reasons. And the biggest reason was they released it alongside The Dark Knight. And Chris Carter begged Fox to move the movie. He was like, put it in October, put it in November, put it next year for all I care. Do not release it now. And Fox went, it's the window we have and it's the window we're sticking to. So ultimately it was like, oh. And then of course people were expecting aliens and stuff, and they went and saw it and they're like, oh, it's just an episode and not one of the good ones. So that was people's main takeaway. But it was mainly the fact that they dropped it right in the heat of Dark Knight being out. So that was ultimately why the thing collapsed and failed at the box office. So Carter tells Entertainment Weekly, we set out to make a real-life Frankenstein movie, and due to a variety of factors, our Frankenstein never completely left the operating room. A chance to apply the electrodes again was a special thrill. By the way, that was the other thing that screwed them over, was the first movie was made on a budget of I think it was like $120 million or something. Maybe not that high, but it was something close to that. And even though it was a massive success, Fight the Future, everyone loved it, massive success, the show was still going incredibly strong. Fox turned around when they brought the idea for I Want to Believe, which originally was meant to follow aliens and stuff like that. They turned around to Chris Carter and said, we'll give you 30 million. It was either 20 or 30. I think it was 20. And he was like, we need a hell of a lot more than that to do the story, especially that yous want us to do. And they're like, no, that's as much as you're getting. So they screwed them over on the budget as well. That's why it got stripped down to become this movie about like psychics and stuff, is because they didn't have the budget to do the actual big kind of story they wanted to do. So he said, I made it too scary, and I was told by the brass at Fox, and they wanted a PG-13 movie. Now I have a chance to go back and make the scary movie that I always intended. It's not just doing a director's cut to do a director's cut. It's really kind of bringing to life something that for me was on the page and never got to the screen. So that was the other thing, was they made them hack it up. So they stripped his budget, which meant they couldn't do the actual movie they wanted to do. So he had to rework a script and make it into what I Want to Believe became. Then he showed it to Fox and they were like, yeah, we need this one to actually be PG-13 so we can earn shit tons of money off it. Which meant he had to go in and strip a lot of the horror elements out of it. And now Fox, or Hulu and Disney are like, yeah, I'm gonna kind of give you the chance to remake this and do what you can with it and stuff like that. Here's the issue that could absolutely backfire on Disney for doing this. You're reintroducing Mulder and Scully to the world. Fox Mulder, Dana Scully, David Duchovny, and Gillian Anderson. And then you're going to try and drop a brand new rebooted X-Files that won't feature Mulder and Scully. Well, I think they've now said Gillian Anderson will appear in at least one episode. So, okay. But having her just appear in one or two episodes, even if you had David Duchovny appear in one or two episodes, everybody's going to sit there and point and go, it's not X-Files. I was about to say Star Trek. It's not the X-Files. Because the X-Files is David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, Mulder and Scully. Once you remove them, it's not the X-Files. And we're just going to get Ryan Coogler's all black and brown X-Files. Because you know that's exactly what it's going to be. That's already what it is when you look at the cast already. You're like, oh, we're already going into the, let's just put black and brown people. Even though the X-Files has had fantastic black actors and characters in the show. X-Files is synonymous with Mulder and Scully. And that's honestly the only way the X-Files can work, is Mulder and Scully. Without them, I'm sorry, it's not the X-Files. And that's not one of these, well, the cast has to be whiter. No, it doesn't matter. You could cast an all-white cast. You can cast an all-Asian cast. Doesn't matter. It doesn't work without the fundamental thing that is the X-Files, and that's Mulder and Scully. And again, having them show up in 1 or 2 episodes, it's not going to change that. So the fact that they're putting this out on Disney Plus and they're making a big deal about this, saying like, "Ooh, look, we got the R-rated director's version of I Want to Believe," you might be poisoning your own well here by having them go, now here's the reboot X-Files that don't have any of the characters you know and love. Good luck, Disney. You might have shot yourself in the foot with this one. But I do find it funny that the trailer, it's the exact same trailer that was released in 2008. There's no difference, except again that it's a little bit out of order. But overall, let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in seeing the director's cut of I Want to Believe? Did you ever like I Want to Believe? Did you ever watch I Want to Believe? And do you agree that this may backfire in terms of the reboot from Ryan Coogler? Let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button, all that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one. And the truth is out there.